50 insane facts about Oklahoma. Did you know Oklahoma has more man-made lakes than any other state, a mountain range older than the Rockies, and a town that was literally founded in a single day during a land rush where 50,000 people raced on horseback? Or that it's home to the world's largest collection of Route 66 memorabilia, more Native American tribes than any state, and a tornado so powerful it's the only EF5 ever recorded with winds over 300 miles per hour. How about the fact that the Oklahoma City bombing memorial has one empty chair for each of the 168 victims, reflected in a silent pool of water? Buckle up, Oklahoma is bursting with surprising, powerful, and wildly underestimated facts. And we've got 50 of them. Let's get right into it. Fact 50. The state born in a single day. On April 22, 1889, over 50,000 land-hungry settlers lined up along Oklahoma's borders, waiting for a cannon shot to start the land run. At noon, the gun fired and chaos erupted. People raced on horseback, in wagons, and on foot to claim 2 million acres of unassigned land. By sunset, entire towns existed, complete with makeshift governments and businesses operating from tents. Oklahoma City went from empty prairie to a city of 10,000 in under 24 hours. Guthrie had banks, newspapers, and saloons before nightfall. It was one of the Wild West's most dramatic population explosions, a state practically born in a single day of mad scrambling and frontier chaos. Some settlers cheated, sneaking in early to grab prime land, earning the nickname Sooners, which Oklahoma later turned into its official, rule-breaking nickname. Fact 49. More man-made lakes than any other state. Oklahoma has over 200 man-made lakes, more than any other state in America. These aren't little farm ponds. They're huge reservoirs like Lake Eufaula, 102,000 acres, and Grand Lake O, the Cherokees, with over 1,300 miles of shoreline. Every one was created by damming rivers for flood control, water supply, and power. The result? A drought-prone prairie transformed into a state with more shoreline than the Atlantic and Gulf coasts combined. Bass tournaments pull in pros from around the world. Lakefront property defines entire communities, and Oklahoma went from Dust Bowl to lake country through sheer engineering determination. Fact 48. The deadliest tornado ever measured. On May 3, 1999, the Bridge Creek Moore tornado tore through Oklahoma with the highest wind speeds ever recorded on Earth, 301 miles per hour by Doppler radar. At that speed, cars become missiles and houses explode from pressure changes. Rated F5, now EF5, it killed 36 people, injured 583, and caused $1 billion in damage. On the ground for 85 minutes, it carved a 38-mile path over a mile wide at its peak. Sitting in the bullseye of Tornado Alley, Oklahoma averages about 62 tornadoes a year. Storm cellars are standard. Meteorology students flood Norman to study at the National Weather Center, where tornado science and storm-chasing culture collide. Fact 47. Bombing that changed America forever. On April 19, 1995, Timothy McVeigh detonated a truck bomb outside the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building in Oklahoma City, killing 168 people, including 19 children in the daycare. It was America's deadliest domestic terrorist attack until 9/11. Today, the Oklahoma City National Memorial stands on the site, with 168 empty chairs, each bearing a victim's name, arranged by the floor where they died. Smaller chairs represent the children. A reflecting pool lies between gates of time marked 9:01 and 9:03, the minute before and after the 9:02 blast. Nearby, the survivor tree, an American elm that withstood the explosion, still grows as a symbol of resilience. It's one of the most powerful memorials to tragedy and recovery in the United States. Fact 46. More Native American tribes than anywhere. Oklahoma is home to 39 federally recognized tribes, more than any other state. The very name Oklahoma comes from Choctaw words meaning red people. In the 1800s, the U.S. government forced dozens of tribes to relocate to Indian Territory via brutal routes like the Trail of Tears. The Cherokee, Chickasaw, Choctaw, Creek, and Seminole nations, the 5 civilized tribes, were marched from the southeast to what is now Oklahoma, with thousands dying along the way. Today, tribal governments exercise real sovereignty. Casinos generate billions. The Chickasaw Nation alone is one of the state's largest employers. Powwows, language programs, and cultural centers keep traditions alive despite centuries of displacement and attempted erasure. Fact 45. Route 66 runs through the heart. Oklahoma contains more drivable miles of historic Route 66 than any other state, about 400 miles of the Mother Road cutting diagonally from northeast to southwest. The highway passes through towns that once thrived on road traffic before I-40 bypassed them, leaving behind neon motels, diners serving chicken fried steak, quirky attractions like the Blue Whale of Catoosa, and half-empty ghost towns. Oklahoma leaned into Route 66 nostalgia, preserving old brick and concrete segments. The Route 66 Museum in Clinton tells the story of the highway's golden age, when cross-country travel meant small-town America and weird roadside attractions. Driving Oklahoma's Route 66 feels like time travel straight into mid-century Americana. Fact 44. The Dust Bowl's ground zero. In the 1930s, Oklahoma became a symbol of environmental disaster when severe drought and reckless farming practices turned prairies into a dust bowl. Black blizzards of dust turned day into night, buried farms, and caused deadly respiratory illnesses. Families loaded trucks and headed west to California, immortalized in Steinbeck's The Grapes of Wrath. Storms were so intense that Oklahoma dust fell on ships in the Atlantic and dimmed the sun in New York City. The state lost about 440,000 residents in that decade. The catastrophe reshaped American agriculture, leading to soil conservation and the realization that the Great Plains couldn't be farmed like the East. Today, Oklahoma farmers use crop rotation and conservation tillage to prevent a repeat. Fact 43. The Wichita Mountains aren't really mountains anymore. Southwest Oklahoma's Wichita Mountains are among North America's oldest ranges, around 525 million years old, older than the Rockies, Appalachians, or Himalayas. But here's the twist. They were once as tall as major mountain ranges and are now eroded down into rounded granite domes and ridges. Mount Scott, the tallest at 2,464 feet, is reachable by a paved road. The Wichita Mountains Wildlife Refuge protects 59,000 acres of prairie, ancient granite, and wildlife including bison, longhorns, elk, and prairie dogs. Established in 1901 as one of America's first wildlife preserves, it helped save the bison from extinction. Today, you can watch bison grazing under ancient granite domes in a landscape that looks much like it did in Comanche times. Fact 42. Tornado chasers come here to work. Norman, Oklahoma, houses the National Weather Center, combining NOAA's Storm Prediction Center, the National Severe Storms Laboratory, and the University of Oklahoma's elite meteorology program. When tornadoes threaten the U.S., many of the warnings and outlooks come from here. NSSL helped develop Doppler radar, which revolutionized severe weather forecasting. OU produces more TV meteorologists than any other school. During spring, roads around Norman fill with storm chasers, scientists, photographers, and adrenaline junkies, chasing supercells and tornadoes. The university even offers storm chasing courses for credit. Norman turned tornado obsession into world-class science. Fact 41. The world's tallest hill. Cavanal Hill near Podo rises 1,999 feet from base to summit, just 1 foot shy of official mountain status, which requires 2,000 feet of prominence. Locals call it the world's highest hill, a technically accurate and very Oklahoma claim. The summit offers sweeping views of the Wichita Mountains and the Arkansas River Valley. It feels like a mountain when you climb it, making the hill label almost insulting. Oklahoma leaned into the quirk, building trails and a monument to celebrate the record. Fact 40. The Cherokee Nation's perseverance. The Cherokee Nation, headquartered in Tahlequah, is the largest Native American tribe in the U.S., with over 400,000 members. After surviving the Trail of Tears in the 1830s, the Cherokee rebuilt in Oklahoma, creating schools, businesses, and a sophisticated government. Today, they run casinos and resorts, healthcare systems, language programs teaching the Cherokee syllabary invented by Sequoyah, and cultural centers. The tribe became economically powerful while preserving its identity, proving centuries of attempted genocide failed. The Cherokee Nation functions as a sovereign government within Oklahoma, exercising jurisdiction over tribal lands and citizens. Fact 39. Oklahoma's original name was way worse. Before statehood in 1907, the region was called Indian Territory, basically used as a dumping ground for displaced tribes. Proposals for statehood floated names like Sequoia for an all-native state, which Congress rejected. Lawmakers debated keeping Indian Territory separate or merging it with Oklahoma Territory. Racism and fear of native self-governance slowed progress. When Oklahoma finally joined the Union as the 46th state, it merged territories with very different cultures and systems into one uneasy whole, tensions that still echo today. Fact 38. The greenest state you've never heard of. Oklahoma has 11 distinct ecological regions, an impressive variety for its size. The state shifts from cypress swamps in the southeast to shortgrass prairie in the west, from hardwood forests in the east to desert shrublands in the Panhandle. The Cross Timbers region is a unique savanna of post oak and blackjack oak that once covered much of central Oklahoma. The Tallgrass Prairie Preserve north of Pawhuska protects 39,000 acres of one of the world's most endangered ecosystems. Less than 4% of original tallgrass prairie remains. Walking through chest-high grass, watching bison graze under endless sky, shatters the stereotype of Oklahoma as flat and boring. Fact 37. The hill that glows underground. Alabaster Cavern State Park holds the largest natural gypsum cave in the world open to the public. The cave stretches 2,300 feet, with chambers up to 200 feet long and 50 feet high. Its walls are alabaster, a form of gypsum that glows pink under light. The cave stays around 58 degrees Fahrenheit and hosts thousands of Mexican free-tailed bats. Guided tours take visitors past glowing formations in surreal underground rooms carved by ancient rivers. Sometimes, heavy rain floods parts of the cave, stranding visitors until waters recede. Under Oklahoma's plains, glowing stone chambers quietly exist where most people assume there's nothing but dirt. Fact 36. Where oil made millionaires overnight. Oklahoma's oil boom kicked off in 1897 near Bartlesville. The Glen Pool discovery in 1905 triggered a rush that turned Tulsa into the oil capital of the world. Overnight, millionaires built Art Deco mansions and skyscrapers. The Boston Avenue Methodist Church, finished in 1929, blends Art Deco and Gothic design, a church built with oil money. By the 1920s, Oklahoma led the nation in oil production. Wildcatters became legends, fortunes rose and collapsed, and oil shaped the state's economy and politics. Pump jacks still dot the landscape, nodding day and night. Oil remains a core of Oklahoma's economy, fueling boom-bust cycles that echo the land-run mentality. Fact 35. The Panhandle that almost wasn't. The Oklahoma Panhandle, that skinny rectangle stretching 166 miles west, was once no man's land, literally claimed by no one. When Texas joined the Union in 1845, it ceded this strip to stay below the Missouri Compromise's slavery line. But Congress didn't assign it to any territory, leaving a lawless zone where outlaws hid from authorities who had no jurisdiction. Settlers even tried to form Cimarron territory, but Washington ignored them. In 1890, Congress finally attached no man's land to Oklahoma Territory. Today, the Panhandle is still isolated, windy, and sparsely populated. Towns like Boise City cling to frontier independence, surrounded by ranches and miles of open sky. Fact 34. Chicken fried everything. Oklahoma didn't invent chicken fried steak, but it turned it into a lifestyle. Take cube steak, bread it like fried chicken, deep fry until golden, and drown it in cream gravy. Add mashed potatoes, and you've got pure Oklahoma comfort food. Every diner claims the best version. Cattleman's Steakhouse in Oklahoma City has served it since 1910 to ranchers, oilmen, and politicians. But Okies don't stop at steak. They chicken fry chicken, bacon, and even pickles. Southern frying techniques met Great Plains ingredients and produced a cuisine that's part truck stop, part tradition, and entirely unapologetic. Fact 33. The musical that defined American theater. Rodgers and Hammerstein's Oklahoma premiered in 1943 and changed Broadway forever by fully integrating songs into the story instead of treating them as separate performances. Set in territorial Oklahoma with cowboys, farmers, and statehood dreams, it ran for 2,212 performances and cemented Oklahoma's name in American culture. The title song, O-K-L-A-H-O-M-A, Oklahoma, OK, became the unofficial anthem long before it was official. The musical romanticizes the territory and ignores hard truths like native displacement and racial tension, but it gave Oklahoma a big, optimistic, singable identity. Fact 32. The world's largest peanut. Durant features a 6-foot-tall peanut statue celebrating local agriculture. Oklahoma isn't the top peanut state, that's Georgia, but it still grows enough to justify a giant roadside peanut. It fits right in with the state's love of oversized oddities, the 75-foot golden driller in Tulsa, the blue whale of Catoosa, and more. If Texas goes big, Oklahoma goes weird. Fact 31. The prison rodeo with real convicts. The Oklahoma State Penitentiary in McAllister hosts America's oldest prison rodeo, dating back to 1940. Inmates compete in bull riding, bronc riding, and money the hard way, where cash is tied to a bull's horns and prisoners try to grab it. It's wild, controversial, and uniquely Oklahoma. Thousands of spectators watch incarcerated men risk serious injury for prize money and a brief taste of freedom. Critics call it exploitation. Supporters say it provides purpose and hope. Either way, a rodeo inside prison walls is something you don't see anywhere else. Fact 30. Turner Falls Hidden Gem. In the Arbuckle Mountains, Turner Falls plunges 77 feet into a natural pool, making it Oklahoma's tallest waterfall. The water cascades over limestone cliffs into Honey Creek, forming a classic swimming hole that's drawn visitors since the 1800s. The surrounding park features caves, hiking trails, and campsites. In winter, the falls can freeze into a towering ice sculpture. Turner Falls proves Oklahoma's landscape has more to offer than flat fields, mountains, waterfalls, and swimming holes tucked into ancient hills. Fact 29. The world's largest peanut butter factory. Near Tulsa, a massive Jif peanut butter plant cranks out around 250,000 jars a day, processing millions of pounds of peanuts annually. It's one of the world's largest peanut butter facilities. Oklahoma's peanut fields and processing plants support thousands of jobs and feed America's peanut butter addiction. No tours, sadly, but chances are a jar in your pantry traces back to Oklahoma. Fact 28. The city that's an hour long. Oklahoma City is one of the largest cities in America by land area, covering about 620 square miles, bigger than Los Angeles, New York, or Chicago. Years of annexing surrounding communities stretched city limits in all directions. Crossing the city can take over an hour even without bad traffic. The sprawl brings long commutes, spotty public transit, and neighborhoods that feel like their own towns. It reflects Oklahoma's reality: plenty of land, fewer people, and room to spread out. Fact 27. Red dirt that stains everything. Oklahoma's famous red soil gets its color from iron oxide, basically rust in the clay. It doesn't just look red, it acts red, staining shoes, clothes, and cars a stubborn orangish hue that never fully washes out. The dirt inspired red dirt music, a country/rock/folk blend born in Stillwater's bar scene that celebrates working-class life and rough edges. The music and the soil share the same vibe: raw, distinctive, and impossible to shake off. Fact 26. The nation's first parking meter. On July 16, 1935, Oklahoma City installed the world's first parking meter at First Street and Robinson Avenue. Inventor Carl C. McGee's Parkometer charged a nickel for parking and changed city streets forever. Cities found a new revenue stream. Drivers gained a new enemy. The original meter is preserved as a monument to Oklahoma innovation, a simple, unglamorous device that reshaped downtowns worldwide. Fact 25. Scissortail flycatchers aerial shows. Oklahoma's state bird, the scissortail flycatcher, is a tiny acrobat with a tail longer than its body. In breeding season, males perform sky dances, flying high, then diving, flipping, and twisting to show off their split tails. The birds return each spring, signaling winter's end. Watching scissortails hunt insects from fence posts, their tails streaming behind them over tall grass and barbed wire, is pure Oklahoma. Fact 24. Basketball culture runs deep. While Naismith invented the game in Massachusetts, Oklahoma helped turn basketball into a small-town obsession. High school gyms became community centers. Friday night games drew entire towns. Oklahoma State's legendary coach Henry Iba shaped defensive strategy and coached the U.S. Olympic team. When the NBA's Oklahoma City Thunder arrived in 2008, the state finally got a major pro franchise and treated games like religious revivals. In Oklahoma, hoops are as cultural as football. Fact 23. The Will Rogers phenomenon. Will Rogers, born in Oologah in 1879, became America's most beloved entertainer in the 1920s-30s. A Cherokee cowboy turned vaudeville star, movie actor, and political humorist, he charmed the country with folksy, razor-sharp wit. His line, "I never met a man I didn't like," summed up his persona. Rogers died in a 1935 plane crash, but his legacy is central to Oklahoma identity. His humor, skeptical of authority, allergic to pretension, and rooted in common sense, still feels like the state's personality distilled. Fact 22. The world's longest pedestrian statement piece. The Skydance Bridge in Oklahoma City spans Interstate 40 with a 380-foot pedestrian bridge inspired by the scissortail flycatcher. It doesn't cross a river, it crosses traffic. Lit with color-changing LEDs, it's become an OKC icon. The $14.3 million cost sparked debate, but the bridge now stands as a symbol of a city trying to look forward while honoring its state bird and skyline. Fact 21. The limestone that built Oklahoma. Much of Oklahoma sits atop thick limestone deposits formed when ancient seas covered the region 300 million years ago. That limestone feeds quarries, builds historic structures, and hides dramatic caves. It shapes landscapes from cedar-covered hills in the southeast to mesas and buttes in the west. It also dissolves to create sinkholes and springs, and holds fossils of trilobites, crinoids, and other prehistoric sea life. Drive Oklahoma backroads, and you'll see rock cuts and cliffs that remind you this land state used to be ocean floor. Fact 20. Pioneer Woman's Empire. Ree Drummond, the pioneer woman, turned her ranch life near Pawhuska into a media powerhouse. Blog, cookbooks, TV show, and branded lifestyle. Her mercantile, a restaurant, bakery, and store in a renovated 1910 building, draws tourists from across the country. Pawhuska, once fading, roared back to life as a rural destination. Some critics say she commercializes ranch culture. Fans credit her with saving a small town and putting Osage County on the map. Fact 19. The Golden Driller guards Tulsa. The Golden Driller, a 75-foot, 43,500-pound statue of an oil worker, stands outside Tulsa's Expo Center as the city's unofficial guardian. Built in 1966 for the International Petroleum Exposition, he leans on a drilling rig, towering over fairgrounds and highways. Painted gold, he represents the fortunes pulled from beneath Oklahoma's red dirt, money that built Art Deco skyscrapers and funded universities. He's part monument, part mascot, and pure Tulsa. Fact 18. The state meal is a food coma. Oklahoma's official state meal isn't a plate, it's a full buffet. Fried okra, squash, cornbread, barbecue pork, biscuits and gravy, chicken fried steak, grits, corn, sausage and gravy, black-eyed peas, strawberries, and pecan pie. It's a cardiologist's nightmare and a celebration of Southern, native, and ranching influences. Finishing the whole thing isn't recommended, but it's an accurate snapshot of Oklahoma's love for hearty, no-nonsense comfort food. Fact 17. Osage oil wealth and murder. In the 1920s, oil discoveries made the Osage Nation in northeastern Oklahoma the richest people per capita on Earth. Then, Osage citizens began dying. White settlers married into Osage families and murdered spouses for head rights, shares of oil money. The reign of terror saw dozens of Osage killed. Local law enforcement looked away or helped. An early FBI investigation finally exposed the conspiracy. David Grann's Killers of the Flower Moon and its film adaptation forced America to confront one of its ugliest combinations of racism, greed, and violence, all centered in Oklahoma. Fact 16. the windiest state nobody mentions. Oklahoma's sustained winds average around 11 to 13 miles per hour, making it one of the windiest states in the country. The relentless wind drove settlers nuts, howled through sod houses, and made daily life exhausting. Today, those same winds spin thousands of turbines. Oklahoma is now a major wind energy producer, with turbines dominating western horizons. The state turned a constant annoyance into a renewable energy boom. Fact 15. The Land Run reenacted every year. Every April, Oklahoma State University hosts a Land Run reenactment. Students and participants line up at a border, wait for the cannon, then race on horses, bikes, or on foot to claim small flags representing land. It's part spectacle, part history lesson. Some Native Americans criticize it for celebrating land theft. Others use it as a platform to discuss that very history. Either way, it's classic Oklahoma, turning a chaotic frontier event into an annual campus tradition. Fact 14. The state that touches 5 states. Oklahoma borders Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas, Texas, Colorado, and New Mexico, touching 6 states total, with 5 major borders that shape its identity. It sits at the crossroads of southern, southwestern, and midwestern cultures. You can drive to Kansas in minutes from northern Oklahoma, but reaching the far end of the Panhandle takes hours over empty plains. That mix gives Oklahoma its weird hybrid vibe. Not fully southern, not purely western, something in between. Fact 13. The mall that tested America's shopping habits. When Woodland Hills Mall opened in Tulsa in 1984, it was the state's biggest shopping center. But more importantly, Oklahoma became a testing ground for national chains expanding inland. Retailers like Target and Best Buy opened Oklahoma locations to see if their concepts worked in the heartland before rolling out nationally. Oklahoma's middle-income, family-oriented, price-sensitive shoppers made it a perfect retail laboratory. If it worked here, it would probably work anywhere. Fact 12. Football as state religion. Bob Stoops didn't coach basketball, but his football legacy at the University of Oklahoma is legendary. From 1999 to 2016, he went 190-48 and won a national championship in 2000, restoring OU to powerhouse status. But Oklahoma's football obsession began long before Stoops. The Red River rivalry against Texas, played every year at the Cotton Bowl during the state fair, practically stops both states. With 7 national titles and multiple Heisman winners, OU football is right up there with tornadoes and red dirt as state symbols. Fact 11. The Chisholm Trail's Cattle Highway. Before railroads reached Texas, cowboys drove millions of longhorn cattle north through Oklahoma on the Chisholm Trail to Kansas railheads. The trail turned small towns into boom spots for saloons, supply stores, and trouble. Today, markers trace the route through Oklahoma, reminding visitors this was once the highway for one of the greatest animal migrations in American history. Cattle moving from Texas grass to northern markets. Fact 10. Bricktown's transformation. Oklahoma City's Bricktown district was once a quiet warehouse zone. Today, it's packed with restaurants, bars, hotels, and Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark. The transformation started in the 1990s when voters approved MAPS, a 1-cent sales tax to fund civic projects. Bricktown's canals, ballpark, and nightlife now attract millions of visitors. It's proof that a city known for dust and storms can also build a lively, walkable entertainment district out of old brick and empty warehouses. Fact 9. The Memorial Marathon. Each April, the Oklahoma City Memorial Marathon draws runners from around the world. The race starts with 168 seconds of silence, one for each bombing victim. Then runners pass the memorial site, many pausing to pay respects. It's not just a race, it's an annual ritual of remembrance and defiance, turning one of the state's darkest days into a living symbol of endurance. Fact 8. The Prairie That Sings. Tallgrass Prairie once stretched across 170 million acres of North America. Less than 4% remains. A big piece of that is in Oklahoma's Tallgrass Prairie Preserve. There, waves of grass move like water, wind makes the land sing, and bison roam in herds across 39,000 protected acres. It's one of the last places you can experience the Great Plains as they were before fences, highways, and plows. Fact 7. The Cross-State Rivalry. The Bedlam rivalry between the University of Oklahoma and Oklahoma State University splits the state in half. Crimson versus Orange. Families, friendships, and offices divide every year for the game. The rivalry stretches across sports, but football is the main battlefield. OU represents political and cultural power in Norman. OSU represents agricultural and blue-collar roots in Stillwater. Some families literally ban the other school's colors from their homes. Fact 6. The Buffalo Comeback. Oklahoma's buffalo population, once nearly wiped out, now numbers in the thousands across preserves and ranches. The Wichita Mountains Wildlife Refuge maintains a free-ranging herd descended from the tiny remnants saved from extinction. Seeing massive bulls wandering under ancient granite peaks connects modern visitors to pre-settlement Great Plains. Buffalo went from 60 million to near zero to a slow, fragile comeback, and Oklahoma played a key role in that recovery. Fact 5. The state song everyone knows. Rodgers and Hammerstein's Oklahoma became the state song, and its booming O-K-L-A-H-O-M-A chorus is recognizable far beyond state lines. It gave Oklahoma a big, hopeful anthem about a brand new state, helping turn Okie from a Dust Bowl slur into a badge of pride. Sure, it glosses over darker parts of history, but it also gave a struggling state a powerful theme song about land, sky, and possibility. Fact 4. The invention of the shopping cart. Sylvan Goldman, owner of Humpty Dumpty grocery stores in Oklahoma City, invented the shopping cart in 1937. Customers were buying less when their baskets got heavy, so he put baskets on wheels. That simple idea revolutionized grocery shopping, allowing supermarkets to grow bigger and shoppers to load up. It's classic Oklahoma innovation, practical, understated, and world-changing. Fact 3. The state that became earthquake central. Before 2008, Oklahoma had only a couple of earthquakes a year. Then the fracking boom hit, wastewater injection increased, and the ground started shaking, a lot. By 2015, the state averaged around 2 quakes a day, including several over magnitude 5.0. Oklahoma briefly outpaced California for earthquake counts. Regulators eventually restricted disposal wells and quakes dropped, but the message was clear. Even the solid ground in Oklahoma isn't safe from human tinkering. Fact 2. The Oral Roberts Legacy. Televangelist Oral Roberts founded Oral Roberts University in Tulsa, building a futuristic campus topped with a 200-foot prayer tower. He claimed God told him the school would train students to hear his voice and enter every profession. ORU became a major evangelical institution with strict lifestyle rules and bold, often controversial fundraising claims. The space-age architecture, once ultra-modern, now retro, still makes the campus look like a Christian sci-fi movie set. Fact 1. Oklahoma is the ultimate comeback story. From land-run chaos to statehood struggles, from Dust Bowl devastation to oil booms, from bombing tragedy to memorial resilience, Oklahoma is a story of getting knocked down and rebuilding anyway. It gave America Will Rogers humor, Woody Guthrie's protest songs, Route 66 nostalgia, and proof that flyover country has depth and grit. It's a state of contradictions: native homelands and settler history, oil wealth and rural poverty, Bible Belt conservatism and stubborn independence, tornadoes and toughness, red dirt and green prairie. Oklahoma doesn't scream for attention like Texas or California. It just keeps going, grounded in land, sky, and the belief that tomorrow is another chance. That's Oklahoma, the place where ordinary people were asked to build something out of nothing, and did it again and again and again.